Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about unassigned violations on Doordash. Recently I got an email from one of my subscribers, TKAK Kearney. Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. And she wanted to show me a couple of screenshots that she's been seeing in her area. It seems to be centered around the concept of threatening violation for unassigning an order. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in her email and what I have found online, how it actually is on the DoorDash platform, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we talk about on this channel is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. As you see, I have been here since past the pickup time. I am texting the customer and Starbucks is backed up this Friday morning. I have never gotten this message before. Apparently this is an update. Yay. Thanks for any insight. Well, let's start with having a look at the photos that she sent me. Jocelyn has been waiting for a while. Unassigned with no pay or completion rate will not be affected and will have a worry-free unassigned. Unassigning can now lead to a contract violation. If the order isn't delivered and we later confirm it was picked up, a contract violation may be issued. Worry-free unassign is not a worry-free unassign? Like, what kind of logic is that? Like, it's one thing if you go into a restaurant, they say the order was picked up by somebody else, that makes sense. But in this case, the order was greatly delayed to where it doesn't make sense to continue the order. Like, it's actually costing the driver more time and money. Now, of course, I did look into the concept of the unassigned violation on their website, and of course, they never brought it up. There's literally no page on this subject, but is that actually shocking? So, of course, I have to go to Reddit to find things. Someone mentioned today if you unassigned, then the next person reports it stolen, it falls on you. Okay, but it's actually not totally clear on that. The message says if it's picked up. That doesn't mean it's the fault of the driver. And also, wouldn't that fall on every other person prior? Like I said, if you report the order is stolen and you get the half pay and then the person before gets punished, that's fine. But if that person is waiting 20 plus minutes and then it keeps getting denied because a lot of people are starting to pick up on the idea that this place is a nightmare right now, and then finally somebody gets it, that's not the fault of the driver either. What if it's picked up and it wasn't that it was stolen, it was just delivered? Is that still your fault? I don't think it should be. Mostly Uber Eats orders get stolen, as I have seen in my market. Uber doesn't give 50% on stolen orders, DoorDash does. Yeah, but if you fight with them over the phone, they'll actually give you $10. Like, I've actually had that multiple times. Well, for one, if all restaurants actually made their dashers show them confirming the pickup of the order on their app, then they wouldn't be able to steal without getting caught. The issue isn't there, it's people who are assigned to pick up that order when they take it. Then they unassigned, which before the issue would be on the one who's assigned the order. I think the problem is that there's so many bad actors that they need to enforce it, but they also need to enforce the idea that restaurants can't have drivers confirm before receiving the order, and too many restaurants are pulling that shit. I would recommend taking it a step further and having all drivers show state ID. This ensures one for one. You're not entitled to all the information on my ID, like my address, birth date, etc., just because I'm picking up an order from your venue as a contractor. If they want to try to adjust the merchant agreement and have Uber require it, they're free to do that. Yeah, the McDonald's workers who already pretend I don't exist are gonna check IDs now, lol. Uber actually has a whole different system for this. In fact, in one of my videos talking about how unassigned have been on that platform, actually, that was a McDonald's order, and I was going to break down how that system worked, and it turned out that it doesn't matter if I'm telling the truth or not, they're gonna keep claiming that I stole an order, but whatever. Now, I would say if you ID check the person, you do verify that the person on the app as it's put in the system is the same person and not just whoever they stole the account from, if that's actually the case. So there is a level of good idea there. Learn to read, people. This is a warning to dashers that steal food. If you didn't already receive the order from the store, this warning does not apply to you. However, if you're one of the bad dashers that accept an order, go to the store, grab the order, and then unassign the order, thus stealing the food and hot potatoing the stolen order to the next unsuspecting dasher, I hope your dasher account gets terminated. Yeah, I think we're all tired of the bad actors at this point. I just want to know how far they're taking this. Like, are you unassigning an order as a worry-free unassigned, by the way? Those are two different worlds. And then the next person delivers the order because they didn't have as much of a wait time. And then that person gets the contract violation that way. Because at that point, they're misrepresenting what a worry-free unassigned actually is. Obviously, if it is a stolen order, I would just hop on the phone and get the half pay, but that's a different conversation entirely. Dude, I just saw this today and I was like, what the hell? I got a double order and show up. One is ready and the other one will say be 15 minutes because they're so busy. So I'm like, yeah, not worth it. Go to unassign the second one and I got hit with this screen. WTF? Why the hell would I get a CV for unassigning before I pick it up since I don't want to wait that long? I also didn't want to make the other customer wait that long and have their food get cold. This makes absolutely no sense, and if I actually get a contract violation, I'm going to be super pissed because it already screwed my CR. It's not a CV just for unassigning. If you unassign and the next driver gets there and it's already been picked up, I guess that makes sense. It would let the driver know the name to pick it up, I suppose, and then unassign and run, but I don't appreciate the threat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's actually the case to where, like, if it's clear that the order was not reported stolen, fine. But this is outright a threat. Like, if the order isn't delivered and we later confirm it was picked up, a contract violation may be issued. That's not the same thing as it was like claiming it was stolen. That's saying, if the order isn't delivered and later confirm that, okay, now that I'm actually reasoning it out in my head, I'm starting to see it. But man, what a way to put it. Honestly, I think it's about time that some orders that are clearly stolen from the restaurant, those drivers should be held accountable. If I'm being totally honest, at least Doordash is a little bit better than Uber Eats in terms of actually sending out violations that make sense. Like, I keep getting these random threats from Uber, and I actually got a threat from Uber recently, claiming I got a violation of sorts. But this is the first time I've seen this. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Check out my website, drivenwyld.com, if you'd like to learn more about some of the services and gig platforms we have talked about in the past and are offering to gig workers today. And if you want to stay on the cutting edge of what is happening in the gig economy today and be in the know of what most people are talking about, make sure to check out our new channel, the Gone Wild Live Clips and Podcasts, where we take the live streams we hold on Thursdays at 9 p.m., cut them down to more digestible clips, and have them posted there. Also, check out my Patreon for more exclusive clips, full-length live stream replays, and other membership perks for self-employed individuals who want to grow and scale their business. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.